Morning, everybody.
Morning.
I would like to call the meeting to order. We'll convene as drainage trustees. We need approval of the tentative agenda.
So moved.
A second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Courtney, would you read the minutes from the previous meeting?
The previous meeting of May 19th, 2025, the Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage districts with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Cluse, Len Lukes, Ashley Bosch, and Betty Ellis. Also present were Courtney Morris, drainage administrator, and Amanda Meyer, auditor. Other interested parties were the Wright County monitor. Motion by Rasmussen and seconded by Cluse to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. A conference call with Webster County trustees was held to appoint members to a commission to establish a classification for lands petitioned to be annexed into Joint Drainage District 46-92. Present on conference call were Webster County Supervisors Nathan Montgomery, John Cochran, and Bob Thode, and Crystal Lloyd, drainage clerk. Wright County Chairman Rasmussen called the meeting to order. Motion by Wright County Cluse, seconded by Webster County Thode to appoint Matt Odland as commissioner for Wright County and Perry Black as commissioner for Webster County. Motion carried. Wright County Chairman Rasmussen adjourned the meeting. Minutes of the previous meetings on May 12th, 2025 were read and approved. There were no drainage claims for payment needing approval. There were 2 work orders that were reviewed and approved, which were for Subdrainage District 58 and Section 25 of Norway Township. It was a blowout in main tile, approximately 60 feet from the fence line. The second one was for Joint Drainage District 121-54 in Section 33 of Norway Township, and that was for a tile blowout. There were no open drainage invoices needing approval. Morris presented the following 2025 joint assessment with Hardin County. Joint Drainage District 45 Wright, Big 4 with Hardin, Franklin, and Hamilton. Total amount levied for the district is $146,065.78, with Wright County share being $6,571.63. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Lukes to approve the joint drainage district assessment between Hardin, Franklin, Hamilton, and Wright County in 2025. Motion carried. Morris presented the 2025 drainage district assessments. She explained that the far right column indicates the number of years eligible districts have the option to waive payments for. The amounts of administrative fees calculated at 3% and $5 per tract that would be collected this assessment year were also presented. And then there you'll see the list of the drainage districts that were approved for assessment this year. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Ellis to approve the 2025 drainage district assessments as submitted. Motion carried. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Bosch to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? Not, they stand approved as read. Drainage claims.
We have no claims for today.
Open forum for the public input.
Well, thank you, especially Dean, and all of you for maintaining the original contract that you signed with Twin Rivers to protect the roads and the drainage system in Wright County. That, it was a hypothetical, maybe, could be, might be, nobody knows.
That was upon a recommendation from our county engineer, and we couldn't see any sense in why we should deviate from his recommendation.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, work orders.
We have 2 work orders. The first one is for Dean's District. This is DD 232 on the main. It's a 24-inch main is what the requester has entered in here. In section 11 of Lincoln Township, this was requested by Troy Askelson. He has requested Aaron's the contractor, and he has stated a broken tile that it is a concrete tile through peat that has been giving out. He believes Aaron's has used a 24-inch dual wall plastic to fix it. He couldn't remember if it's a 24-inch or a 30-inch. Dean and I did look at this morning, and that existing tile line is a 30-inch tile.
My, I intend to, call Troy and, Aaron's and see if I can get a price on, replacing. It's 216 feet from where lateral 7 ties into that existing, 30-inch. And it is reinforced concrete, but it's really shallow, through that, peat area. We look back, we've been out for repairs, I think once in 23 and once in 24. And so my recommendation is gonna be that, to get a price on replacing that, at least that 216 feet that goes from where lateral 7 intersects with it over to the ditch. There's a large, intake in the ditch, like large, really, really large. I'm guessing maybe 40 some inches. A man could easily go down in it anyway. To replace that with dual wall plastic, just so that we're not out there several times a year, fix it. But I need to get a price on that and before we determine it. But that's my plan of action on that one.
And the second one is for Ashley. This is in DD 131 on lateral A in section 2 of Woolstock Township. This is reported by Kent Kirstein. He has requested Aaron's as the contractor. This is to fix a broken or plug tile.
Okay, review and sign any open drainage invoices.
Okay, we have a few of them here for you today. The first one that I want to mention, it's a single page. It was from Braun Tree Service. This is the invoice for the hydro seeding for that DD 36 lateral C ditch. That came in at $20,354.88. And I did let Henniger's know that we did receive this invoice so that they were aware. The next invoice I have is from Mountain Movers. This is for work done in DD 184. And this was a Hickenbottom intake is broken off. This is the one that Lynn had talked with the secondary roads department about. And we had determined that it was not within the road right of way, that it was farther out into the field. And this invoice came in at $1,841.80. The next one from Mountain Movers, this was a request by Dave Nelson and DD 139-73 on the main. He had reported 2 blowouts on a 32-inch tile. And this invoice came in at $11,616.80. The last one from Mountain Movers was requested by Roger Hop. This is for Subdrainage District 130. That it was either on lateral 3 or the main, and we do have coordinates, so we'll get that entered in and confirm which one it is. He reported an 8-inch tile not hooked up to a 10-inch tile. There were 2 locations, and we do have coordinates for both of those locations. And the invoice for that came in at $3,828.60. And then the last 2 that we received were from Pedersen Excavating. And we had sent them previously 2 invoices for Mike Coleman. The first one was for DD 62, section 6 of Woolstock. And this one was a repair that needed to dig down and find the tile and replace broken pipe going into the drainage district. This totaled $6,159.40. And the last one for Pedersen Construction that was reported by Mike Coleman was in DD 62 as well. But this one was in section 36 of Eagle Grove Township. Reported as a surface drain was too high and needs to be lowered. And this one came in at $7,847.60.
Motion to approve the invoices as received.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Anything else before the board? As drainage trustees?
That's all I have. Yeah, I think that's, when you see what it takes to replace pipe and move pipe around. I think it was a good thing we asked Lee Galentine to look at that. Was it DD 62?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I did send off an email to Lee, I have not heard back yet. And I did CC Ashley on that email as well.
Yeah. Cause that's a lot to fix pipes. Expensive too.
Motion to adjourn as drainage trustee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Okay, now we'll do our board of supervisors meeting. I need approval of the tentative agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry.
All ayes. Minutes from the last meeting, please.
May 19th, 2025, the Board of Supervisors met as Drainage District Trustees to view the minutes from the drainage meeting, see the Drainage District minutes on the county website. Chairman Rasmussen called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9:22. First President were Clues, Bosch, Rasmussen. Motion by Clues, second by Bosch to approve the tentative agenda, motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of May 12th, 2025 were read and approved. Approved claims for payment. In open forum, Supervisor Clues relayed a message from Bob Ritter. Ritter has an opportunity to speak with the governor later this week. If any board members would like Ritter to bring up anything, reach out to him. Motion by Ellis and second by Bosch to approve the Clarion Farmers Market using the courthouse parking lot for the 2025 farmers market season. Motion carries. This year, the farmers market will be moved to the parking lot due to the courthouse lawn being under construction. The board received a letter from CICS ending its role as Mental Health and Disability Services. Supervisor Bosch suggested to stay with the CICS as they will still continue to provide services to Wright County. Motion by Bosch and second by Ellis to continue the CICS participation through MHDS closeout. Motion carries. Jeremy Abbas, assistant to the Wright County engineer, presented the final voucher for the bridge number 8 on R75 that was completed in 2022. Motion carries. Motion by Clues, and second by Lukes to approve the final voucher for BRS-SWAP-C099 (100-FF-99) and have the chairman sign. Motion carries. Abbas gave an update on the secondary roads department. Motion by Clues and second by Bosch to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections? If not, they stand approved as read. Claims have been around. Open forum for public input regarding, excuse me, it's up on the wrong page. Open forum for public input.
Bob, is there anything you can tell us about your meeting with Governor Reynolds?
It was a very good meeting. We had, a good 70 minutes. We were told it was only gonna be a half an hour, but we were at 10:30. She had 2 attorneys, which they always do, or their rules committee and stuff. They're all attorneys and they all took notes. What we're told by some of the people, what to say varied because they actually wanted to know the stories of some of the people. There's 4 guys, me and 3 other guys and 2 women. There's 6 of us all together. And it's still, to me, it's a 50-50. I'll tell you some more about some of this stuff later on, because there's some really false truths going around by our local co-op, and They're sending out letters and cards and the people in the red shirts were, I mean, we got people from the Free Soils, Bold Alliance, two or three other things out of state. The Sierra Club is involved, but all the people aren't. We have Republicans, Democrats in between. I mean, you can't believe it on this people against landowners. And the second, version that they've got now is, their second. What Navigator stuff they bought out and, they have hardly anybody signed up on it. So nobody knew anything about this much 4 years ago and everybody's learned a lot, but there was some pretty compelling stories. One of the big things with PHMSA was new rules, and that's kind of reactivated again, that 4 mile corridor. And there was two guys, when you see grown men crack and have a tear in their eye because it's going 400 feet from their house, and the other guy's talking about his grandkids getting on the bus in the school, this is in western Iowa. It had to make an impact, but we all know that
It's driven by
my wife says, what did you mean? I was on channel 13, it's a bank. And I says, well, what do you do in a bank? You make deposits. And it's, we gotta get back to the people, but I think there's enough people involved in this now that to me, it's a 50-50 deal right now. Because, they're looking at taxes. I mean, nationally, if everything was good, but you look at the pipeline, it's not a regular pipeline. That's the first thing. And that throws everything out the door. And I did throw in one thing at the end of my statement that she could do this for the hardworking people of Iowa and the Republican platform, because our Republican platform says no, no eminent domain for private gain. And that's, and 639, if you look at the votes, I wrote that down this morning to refresh my memory. We had, 87 or 89 in the House vote for it and 27 in the Senate voted for it, and it all passed. So you can't say it's, won. And a lot of Democrats voted for it, but some Republicans did and didn't. The leadership stinks right now, but they're from different districts. I don't know. But it's, I'd still say it's 50-50 with a positive slant to it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hope that she will do the right thing. And so in Summit's mind, the right thing is let us build a pipeline. In, I think the people's mind, the right thing is uphold the rights of the people and property rights. So.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, it's 9:15, hold budget amendment number 2, hearing on the Wright County budget for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Motion to open the public hearing for the amendment of the current budget. Again, this is not for next year's, this is the budget that we are currently operating in.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Uh,
All ayes.
any correspondence received? No. You wanna go over the amendment?
Okay, yeah. So you can see, I presented this a couple weeks ago, but you can see on your resolution what departments submitted an amendment and what they're increasing or decreasing. Most of them are increasing their amendment.
So,
And then we're gonna have, total expenses that we're amending is a positive 376,978. And the revenues were also increased by $260,041.
so this amendment has already been approved? No, or we need to approve this amendment
You're
right
going
now?
to, by the resolution on the next agenda item.
Okay. So do we close the public hearing before we take that action or?
Yep,
Okay. I would make a motion to close the public hearing on amending the current budget of 24-20 fiscal year 24-25.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Review and act on resolution 2025-20 to adopt the fiscal year 2024-2025 Wright County Budget Amendment Number 2 and appropriate to various departments.
My resolution has got the number 2025-09. Should that be?
Oh, yep, it should be changed.
Should be
20.
20.
Yep.
Okay, so, resolution 2025-20, the budget amendment for the budget that we are currently in, or the fiscal year that we are currently in, has an increase in total expenses of $376,978. And revenues were increased by $260,041. And then it's got it broken down by departments and by funds where those dollars will come from or go to. I would make a motion to approve resolution 2025-20, a budget amendment number 2 to the 24-25 budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Roll call.
Oh, sorry. Betty,
Aye.
Glenn?
Aye.
Aye. Ashley?
Aye.
Dean?
Aye.
All ayes. Okay, here the website update from Wright County Economic Development. Watching these.
Thank you for the warning. Thank you supervisors for giving us a few minutes to just give you a quick update on the website. Wright County Economic Development, along with Andy Flagg and Courtney Morris as members of our website committee, have been working to update the Wright County website. We wanted to let you know that as part of this endeavor, there will be site maintenance taking place next week, Tuesday, June 3rd through Friday, June 6th. This maintenance will not interrupt the normal public use of the website. Beacon will still work, links will work, forms will work. However, during this time period, our office will not be able to make changes or additions. So it'll affect like the transfer book additions, if there's new job postings, and it will affect the uploading of the June 9th Board of Supervisors agenda. It will not affect the June 2nd Board of Supervisors agenda minutes or videos, since the maintenance starts on Tuesday. And that was at our request, and Revise was very good to work with us on that. So, if the department knows of any needed changes or uploads, we ask that they let our office know before next Tuesday, June 3rd, so that I can get those done for them. When the site maintenance is complete, the website uploads and changes will resume as normal, but we just wanted to let you know, so in case something needs to be on before that time period.
Great. And Amanda, your office has got a email list, I think, that sends out
Yeah.
people that have
And we
requested.
post it in the class case.
And that will still,
Yes,
all that still works, right?
yes.
Okay,
That will also work.
great. Thank you very much for your.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work
Can
on it.
you give us a little preview of some of the changes that you're making?
We're really working on performance enhancement. So there haven't been any changes made to the website since its initiation several years ago. So we're working on performance enhancement, including mobile app. So like if you
Okay.
go to our website from the phone right now, it's crazy,
It's for,
and it's gonna be much better on the
Okay.
mobile app version.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Okay, receive a letter of resignation from John Hayden as Vernon Township trustee.
This was received in, December, but I don't see it was ever, anything was done with it, so. Just during the minutes to get it finished.
Need approval for his resignation.
Yeah, is it a separate action to
Yes.
appoint the,
Yes.
okay, all right. Motion to approve, motion to receive the resignation of, John Hayden as Vernon Township trustee.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Appoint Kent
Telke.
Kelke as Vernon Township trustee.
I'll make a motion to appoint Ken Telke as Vernon Township trustee, with a term ending
December 31st, I think.
Yeah, 2028.
December 31st, 2028.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Adam,
Two things for you today. First one is an amendment number one, for the secondary roads, Iowa DOT secondary roads budget. This follows closely or is the exact same thing that you guys just did as your amendment number two for the county budget. We have to run these concurrently, and I try to keep them, exactly the same, so I don't have to run a bunch of numbers. So, changes that you probably can notice, construction is, 629. That includes the, bridge up at, by Belmont. So just in case they do start, we can start paying out of that. And then also, it also includes, we got a bill from the DOT for Iowa 17 from Eagle Grove to, Goldfield. Those runouts, on our gravel roads, we finally got the bills for those. So we can pay that over some time, so.
When you say 629, does that refer to a line item on here?
Nope, the construction, it'd be on the expenditure page, page, what do I call it, 3, essentially.
Okay,
So 020
oh,
star
got it,
construction, 629,000.
thank you.
But it also, this also is covered by, 575,000 of, federal aid bridge replacement funds in revenue.
Okay.
So we have to spend the funds and then get reimbursed for it.
Okay.
Other notable changes, I think that was mainly it on this one. So moving some money around for road clearing, we went down then back up, so. Mainly it.
and you need this sheet signed.
Yeah, I have this right here for.
Motion to approve amendment number one to the fiscal year 25 Iowa DOT secondary roads budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes.
In this,
Oh.
does he have stuff to sign in his
Yeah.
package? Yeah, just have him sign it and scan it to me. Be great, thanks. Update, on the secondary roads, routine blading, dust control prep, we had a company come in, they waited until they got all of their permits in. We had a few people, calling and wondering where dust control is, so, they were waiting until all of them, because they do have to travel from a long way away. Trucks are out hauling year 2 rock, got 16 work orders done. Noted that we have 1 mile left on 270th Street from, this one goes into kind of Rotary and back that cut through road.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some grading on that and cut the shoulders in. We're not gonna make it any, less wide. I mean, I think it's still gonna be like 24 feet wide with 2-foot shoulders. But what we're planning in doing is digging the ditches with motor graders and bringing it up on the road and raising the grade so we can actually keep a good cross slope on the road, because that road is heavily used and it gets pushed out quite a bit. It takes about 4 passes to do the road currently. So we're planning a little project on that with the crew, to go in there with motor graders and dig the ditches out. So, we're gonna do that in sections. I have the guys talking to the landowners, just to let them know that, hey, here's what's going on, people who live there on that road. We'll section it off, we'll only close certain portions, so we won't close the whole thing, so.
But the material out of the ditch are gonna move into the roadway rather than into the field.
Yep, we're gonna raise this road, we're gonna raise it up so we can create that cross slope,
Gotcha.
because it keeps getting pushed out. I'd say it's probably a 30 to 35 foot top on it right now. We're gonna go down to the 24-foot top with 2-foot shoulders.
Okay.
So, should still be.
Is that just 2 miles worth? Is that what you've got?
Yeah, Yep. We'll section it off though. We're only gonna do like a 1/4 mile and then a 1/4 mile, just so we're not, kind of landlocking anybody that they can't get out to the road. So
Are you,
then it's a little bit more manageable.
are you planning that Soon?
soon,
starting?
June,
Okay,
in June,
okay.
Yeah.
I just,
so. yeah.
county, just not to get involved with the county fair.
Yeah, no, we're, like I said, we're only gonna do it in sections, so if we have to, if it takes too long, we stop for the county fair and then we'll go back in. So, I wasn't gonna open all 2 miles at once, cause that'd be a lot of dirt.
Maybe signage and all
It
that
is
stuff.
going to be a nightmare. 2025 year rock two, they've completed 31 out of 88 miles. And then all the hard surface, got done mowed before Memorial Day.
Thank
I
you.
have.
It looks nice.
You want that?
And thank you for getting that, Highway 69
Yeah, I don't,
washout.
must have just had some water come through there fast and
Had a lot of
washed up
water.
that side
That
there,
was just a
so.
lot of water.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Any old business?
I guess under old business, I misspoke at the last meeting. I said that I had a Midas meeting last Wednesday and CFR, but I was off a week. All of that happens this week. So.
Any new business? Update on meetings.
We've had our Wednesday. And opioids. Wednesday morning.
I had Central Iowa Detention Friday. I've got our UGMO annual meeting today at 5 o'clock at Shores in Emmitsburg. And I've also got a emergency management meeting at 4 o'clock that I will be zooming in on because I'll be heading up to Emmitsburg for that meeting. Other than that, it's a pretty quiet day.
I also have along with Midas and CFR this week, I have a IDDA board meeting that was scheduled for Thursday morning. That may have changed, due to, John Tolbert's, accident. I haven't been notified otherwise.
Anything else before the board?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes? Thank you.